Hi and welcome to a second consecutive week of Three Legs, Four Wheels F1 podcast. They said it could never happen. It's Paul here with...
Sean.
Chris.
And Kieran.
And no AI.
Yet.
No, we've just been having a little pre-show rant about the joys of AI posters. And if F1 ever use one, I'm switching to NASCAR.
Keeping it real, man.
I've got some bad news about NASCAR. I wouldn't be surprised if ever racing series to produce a first AI racing car.
I mean, they are the, iRacing. You can race against AI NASCARs in that, I suppose.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Shall we talk F1 anyway?
Yes.
Let's do that.
We have had a Dutch Grand Prix. The last race at Zandvoort for the time being, which coincides with Red Bull not giving Max a winning car. I don't know if these two facts are related, but...
And sadly, probably the best Dutch Grand Prix of the lot as well.
For the last 15 laps, there was a bit in the middle, wasn't there, where, let's be honest, you could have had a nap and not missed much.
Unless you're a Max Verstappen fan, because I spent about 71 laps wondering, what the hell are they going to do with all those orange flares they've got? Write McLaren on them and resell them quick.
Papaya flares.
Yeah. That interesting start. Lagged a bit in the middle, but by God, the end was a bit gripping, wasn't it?
Yeah, it got there. It did get there in the end.
Absolutely, yeah. It was one of those races where you end up having something drastic happen at the start, and it puts everyone on edge, going, "Oh wow, well if that's what this race is capable, let's see what happens." I think this sort of happened in Melbourne as well, where the first 10 laps were cracking, and then it was a snooze fest after. But even in the middle, there was something to be entertained by somewhere. You just had to go searching for it a little bit.
Which, obviously, with the quality of TV direction at the moment, you probably had to look on red buttons and other streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, the TV direction is... I'm starting the wankers list early, and that's still going on there. That will remain.
I don't think they were their most wankeriest this week, but it wasn't great.
There were a few races whilst we were off where I wanted to scream at the TV, where there's like 3 4-way battles for 8th, 9th and 10th, but because the top 3 had crossed the line, they weren't showing them right at the end. That did my Swede in. That was dreadful, that stuff.
I just wonder if some of the F1 TV crew had watched the IndyCar race in Canada the week before, where there was all these things going on all over the place, and you just saw a random shot of a random car and a random bit of featureless track.
Yeah, they were cutting way too much in the IndyCar, weren't they? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, and then they sort of looked at each other and went, guys, are we this bad? And everybody else that was in the room went, yep.
I mean, it did take 12 laps in the F1 for anyone to notice that Lance Stroll had retired.
Yeah, but
didn't you notice it straight away, Sean?
I noticed that he was in the pits and that he was in the pits for too long, and then 12 laps later it got a mention on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, his name went grey, which means you're out of the race.
Car is switched off.
And nobody bothered mentioning it. Officially, I mean. Sean mentioned it.
I don't think even Aston Martin mentioned it for quite a while.
They finally did in the press release that came out round about 4 hours after the race finished. No, about 2 hours after the race finished. The official excuse was we had no pace and we were sliding around a lot, so we stopped.
Was this a car issue or a driver issue?
It was an issue.
An issue.
There was definitely an issue.
But why now? Why not 7 years ago?
This has got to be his last season.
I don't think it will be.
I mean, I'm not
I think
saying,
we have to see what this Aston does.
I'm not saying he'll get fired. He just has to be bored of it by now.
He's profoundly bored of the Grill the Grid things that they do on YouTube. Have you seen any of those this year?
No.
Yes. Lance Stroll does not want to participate at all.
No.
The answer's wrong, Lance. Okay.
I've only had them on as sleep aids. Yeah,
all the drivers participate apart from Lance.
So it's kind of the anti-Colton Herta.
If you can get Lewis Hamilton in to do wacky, silly, daft games in front of a camera, you can get Lance Stroll in. But apparently, no. Apparently, Lance Stroll's too cool for this shit now.
But how often have we seen pictures where it's like them all at the F1 premiere, the movie premiere, or all out for a meal, and he's not there? He is not a participator.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't get invited very much.
Didn't they all go out for dinner and there was no Lance Stroll at one point?
I think not in the most recent one, but that has happened.
I think there was one. I think last year's he was completely missing.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was there and he's that much of a non-entity that nobody actually noticed.
He was that far behind everyone. He was late.
Yeah.
They didn't notice until after the dinner that they hadn't invited him.
Or they were on dessert and he was still on the starter.
He was missing from the that really weird thing where Vettel built Senna's helmet out of flowers and drove it round into Lagos.
Oh, yeah.
I might be on Lance's side for that one. I might have given that a miss. I'm paid how much? Yeah, fuck that. I'm not sorry, Seb. I'm not going.
Not enough.
We'll get in the helmet. Yes. Yeah. See you later, lads. Enjoy. I'm off.
But then, of course, a few other things did happen, and I think we saw possibly the save of the year from Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, his reaction to that time must have slowed down or something. There was... How he managed to avoid hitting Pirouetto, I have got no idea. That's his new name, by the way, I've decided. That's what we're calling him from now on.
He's only done one so far. But the really interesting thing that's come out of this race, before we go on and talk about like team by team, etc., is that Audi seem to have gotten closer after that, like as in like teammates are like, "Whoa, how did you not hit me?" Like I've no idea. Like I just sort of chose a direction and went through the smoke and just about missed you. And they're like, "Oh, that was intense." There are a lot of teams who are very displeased. Like drivers are displeased with each other after this race. Audi, I think, are the only ones who came out of it really well.
Yeah.
By not hitting each other.
Yeah, I mean, Williams managing to take each other out.
Mm-hmm. Lawson and Verstappen had a bit of a Robbins racing situation right at the start, didn't they?
Yeah, and Hamilton...
Ferrari had their team radios muted for the last lap, apparently. Because they were saying some pretty spicy things about each other. McLaren, Piastri and Norris. Piastri couldn't understand, and to be fair, I couldn't fucking understand that strategy that he was put on. So a little bit needle there because Norris has just gone and won another race. So yeah, there's a lot going on up and down the grid where teams are not happy with each other, but Audi just became bros because like thanks for not completely wiping me out. Like yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for not hitting me. Like.
Right, should we go team by team then?
Yes.
Yes.
And we will be starting with Haas.
Yes, because their cars seem to think it's still the summer break.
Yeah. I mean, Behrman made the first start.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, he did officially do 2 laps, although one of them was the second installation lap.
Mm-hmm. And that was too much.
And that was too much for the car. Also, I didn't actually see the results, but he was going to be investigated after the race for leaving the pits under a red light.
Yes, that's so something that can be checked.
He has been given a reprimand for that.
It was at the beginning of the race, wasn't it? Which is what do you remember when like all those drivers? And I think, funnily enough, it was Lance Stroll that picked up on it and held everyone behind him.
And also may have put the complaint in as well, according to one site on the internet that I don't believe, and I somehow still get Google alerts for them, even though I've blocked them 3 times.
Given he's got the observation skills of a particularly blind ant, you've got to be impressed that he caught that one when Behrman and Colapinto didn't.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so
he also had his foot flat to the floor and the pit limiter turned off at the time, but he was still only doing 8 miles an hour.
Yeah.
As I said on the Discord chat a few weeks ago, the Aston is the only car that speeds up under the pit limiter.
It is a little better. We'll get to Aston in a bit, but yeah, but because of the cars being, and I think that had something to do with them, because Ocon was behind, wasn't he? And a couple of other cars, Bottas I think was behind, and
Yeah.
well, having said that, I think Perez was too, but he finished the race, so maybe I should shut up. But yeah, he holding those cars for that long there, so they weren't allowed to leave the pit lane. It was clearly a mistake. The light shouldn't have been red, but
No.
it was. And that was part of the reason we got a really bizarre second formation lap.
Oh, so we should have. I was saying now they've got to do a second formation lap here because they're all halfway, half a lap behind on the track. When Lando was coming round the final corner, they were just leaving the pit lane. It's not a long lap. It's not like it's Spa, but they've still got to get round to the back. But 2 crazy things: Behrman pulls off. Car's sick. Okay, fine. But did anyone notice that when they all eventually got to the grid, for some reason they all parked on the left-hand side?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they left. There was 2 Astons on the left-hand side, and then when they did the extra formation lap, they were both on the other side.
I can only assume at this they were like confused by Behrman and his where does he slot in this? I assumed that
His
and,
lack of being there.
Yeah, they were like, shit, we need to leave a gap somewhere. Don't know where. I'm just gonna park behind this guy.
Even if I was just one of those Astons, I would have gone, hold up, where did I launch? Did I launch from that side? But I'm now parked on this side.
Well, the thing is, though, that they changed the starting order from the original grid for some reason.
Yeah.
And
Because they completed a sector in the max lap crash.
yeah, so I think it was the end. I think it was positions at the end of the second sector, and it just got weird. And also, they were very late on the call for not making the second restart because the guy with the green flag at the back of the grid had unfurled the flag, and he was just about to walk out onto the track and wave it when the amber lights started flashing.
Yeah. All very strange.
I suppose not knowing what to do with Behrman's car. And then, of course, Ocon, it just got round turn 3 and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't actually see. I don't remember seeing Ocon retire, but I remember seeing his car very much stopped.
It was stopped, and then they just kind of craned it into the infield and just left it there for the rest of the week. We kept seeing it every time they went past. It was just sat there.
Yeah, I saw the yellow flag come out, and then Ocon started dropping down the order, and it's like, oh, what the hell's happened? And then the virtual safety car comes out, and it's like, oh, right, okay, it must be him.
I can't say that we'd particularly noticed Ocon up until that point either. I think he'd been...
Are we talking about this race or this season?
This race, particularly.
Although my comments last week about this has got to be his last season.
But yeah, I think he was fairly anonymous.
Q2, he made it through to. He outqualified Behrman.
Yeah.
The comeback is on.
No, I don't think it is. I don't
No,
think it is. What with after last week's episode when we were talking about all the auditions that are happening specifically for Haas,
Yes.
Today.
If they've fixed
today,
a car.
if they've got a car that works,
Yeah.
in one location, let alone 2. It is just very unfortunate for Esteban Ocon. I don't think even performances like that in qualifying and decent races for the rest of the season are going to see him retain or regain any sort of seat in Formula One. I think that's him, as the kids say these days, cooked.
Yeah.
I think he'll do quite well in WEC next year. Nobody
Optimism
else.
seems low.
I only said quite well.
I was thinking IndyCar.
I don't think there's any.
I was thinking he's a prime candidate to go to IndyCar
I don't
and
think
win
there's
the
any seats
championship.
left.
He's a bit tall for IndyCar as well. I mean, he's a bit tall for F1, but they seem to go
NASCAR?
more short for IndyCar.
NASCAR. I'm not sure those things are hard enough to control if you've been brought up driving them.
I tell you what, he never did. F2. He went straight from F3 or GP3 into F1.
So the Roberto Mary route.
Yeah, the
He's
old
not had a
Giorgio
run out this year,
Pantano.
I don't think, has he, Roberto Mary? He's not had a run out in F2 yet this year.
I've not seen him in F2. No.
It's been a merryless year.
He normally does a couple of races when someone runs out of money.
Yeah. Well, we're going to start seeing them, aren't we, at the next round, won't we, at Monza when... Oh, no, it won't be Monza, it'll be Madrid, where they all run out of money and they will put the best F3 drivers in the lower cars.
Yeah, which reminds me, I still haven't downloaded the F1 game. I will have a crack at that circuit. I just want to find out how desperately bad it is.
It's shit. After a race on Sunday, was it or Saturday? I can't remember. It might have been the sprint race. I said to Jane, right, don't fall asleep on the sofa yet. I want to show you this. And I was just crashing into every wall. I am bad at that track. He's currently Roberto Meri in Porsche Carrera Cup Japan.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, what was it? What was it, the Porsche Super Cup this week? It was one sector of green flag racing?
I think it was one corner and then they had their first safety car and then someone ended up going off into the gravel during the safety car.
Oh.
The
was
levels
messy.
of talent in there. And yes, Jack, I am including you in that.
26th out of 28 finishers.
Where did he qualify?
28th. No,
That means that
there was a slightly bigger... I think it was field of 32, I think they started as. He did not make forward progress.
that means there are 25 Porsche Super Cup drivers who have gone, yes, I beat a Formula One world champion in a race.
This is like me overtaking Max Verstappen in a faster car on iRacing, isn't it? And funnily enough, all the Porsche Cup drivers probably binned it into a wall on the next corner as well, because that's what they do. Can we talk about Williams now?
Yes.
They
Yes.
binned it.
They binned it into each other.
Well, I think Sainz
Course of
binned it
the
into
safety car, I
Albon.
think.
There was lots of bits of Williams all over the track, wasn't there? They left lots of mess
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah, somebody described it on the Discord chat, carfetti.
Fair.
And they sort of just you saw them drop down the order, right? Mm-hmm. But they didn't mention it at all. You can see Sainz dropping off at a few seconds every sector or so. So we assumed on the chat that something must have happened, but it still took them a lot of laps to show what was probably the biggest is it maybe the biggest teammate collision of this year? I'm trying to think of others. Well, there's been some Lawson Lindblad
George
shit,
and
hasn't there?
Antonelli had some... Russell and Antonelli have had some kind of skirmish, haven't they?
Yeah, with them, I think it was just like bits of barge board, and didn't cause a full-on retirement.
No.
I think that is coming.
Yes, it feels like
Yeah.
it's coming.
Yeah.
Is it the new contract hangover? You do get it in a lot of sports where somebody signs a new deal for where they are at the moment, and all of a sudden things go to crap for the first couple of weeks afterwards.
Oh, you mean the
Can't-
Sergio Perez effect?
You think
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz is distracted by his $30 million?
Think of the
Leclerc-
hair products he could buy with that.
I opened up. How often do you open up the Facebook app and the first thing you get is an advert? It doesn't happen much for me, but it happened the other day, and it was Carlos Sainz, engineered by men, L'Oreal Paris. Like, man's stalking me.
If he's not in your house, he's in your phone.
I mean, is it something to do with the fact that obviously you and Jane are on the same house network and the amount of
Maybe.
Carlos stuff that she watches, so the algorithm just throws it onto you because, obviously this is a Carlos household.
Yes, it goes. Oh, there must be some sort of like media listening device or some marketing expert in Williams going, "We're hitting really well in one house in Leighton Buzzard. We're doing really good numbers there."
Yeah,
We've got
it on the devices of one person. Now let's bombard Jane's partner with it.
Spread it.
And of course, I do have to point this one out. And thanks to Jeff or Doomy McDoombutt for saying this one. He sent me a message the other week. He has a podcast, and we're all going to appear in it at some point. And he said he can't wait to have Flood and Jane's partner as guests.
Thanks. I did get Jane for our anniversary a candle which smells like Carlos Sainz.
Oh, I got you one of them, didn't I? I didn't get you the Carlos Sainz one.
No, Sean got me the Lando one.
Yes.
What does the Lando one smell like?
I've no idea. I took the lid off on Christmas Day, smelt it, didn't light it, and haven't actually opened it since.
I think I got you it for your birthday
Was it
rather
my
than
birthday?
Christmas.
Well, that bloody close together.
I bought it about 6-7 months ago. I think we even spoke about it on the podcast, and I saved it until our anniversary. It was next.
I think they
time to
are
give them.
also available in they do like a Toto Wolff one and a Gunter Steiner one, which is slightly confusing.
Do they do a Cyril Abitable one? That is the question.
I don't believe I personally saw the Cyril Abitable one.
because I was at the wonderfully named Geeks Market on Sunday, and they had a Topps collector's card stand with an autographed Kimi Räikkönen card for 350 quid, an autographed Toto Wolff collector card for 200 quid, and for some reason an autographed Cyril Abitable card for 75 quid. The guy running the stall was very confused by the fact that, one, I was laughing at it, and two, it existed anyway. He actually said, "Well, I've never heard of him. Who did he drive for?" I'm like, he didn't. He was a team boss.
Are you trying to find the candle?
Oh, I've got the candle. I'm just trying not to trip over.
Mumbled at Renault for a number of years.
Yeah, I'm trying not to trip over about 30 bottles of whiskey.
If Cyril Abiteboul was signing Topps cards in my garden, I'd pull the curtain. There's no reason for that to exist for 75 quid.
Right.
I would call the police. Why is Cyril Abiteboul in my garden? Get out.
Graffitiing stuff.
Well, you're not going to ask him why, because you wouldn't actually get the response. Right, I have undone the Lando candle, or Landel, if you will.
Pourquoi avez-vous dans ma jardin, s'il vous plaît?
Right.
Sorry, France.
Right, it's a white candle with kind of an orange top and black and silver glitter.
It should smell of papaya. You would think. The smell of candle.
It smells of wax with a hint of, I'm afraid to say, Lynx Africa.
Oh no!
Details? Are there any details on it at all?
Is this like the Rickrolling of
It
candles?
says it smells of
Lynx Africa.
vanilla, musk, and anise is what it lists as its fragrance.
Right, have a smell. That's
Okay. You carry on. I'm going to try and find the Carlos
it smells
candle.
a bit like sort of just bathroom stuff.
Dettol.
No, like not lush, but like something of that ilk. It smells like sort of bath bomb.
Well, no, if it smelled of anything like Lush, 3 doors down would have been able to smell it when I opened the lid.
It smells not inoffensive, but also I'm not sure I want to light it and have the whole room smell of it.
It's just got that Lynx Africa vibe, which, it smells like desperate teenager.
I can hear Kieran coming down the hallway.
I think he's gone to look for the...
So Jane's asking him what he's doing with her Carlos candle then.
the new weekly feature, the candle review.
This candle smells like Carlos Sainz.
Oh, hang on. Three legs, 4 candles.
Yes. Does yours
good.
have on the label itself, does yours have like 3 signature ingredients underneath the bit where it says the name of the driver? Because that's what Paul's got on the Lando one.
Well, is yours Wiccan Wonder?
No, it's the Marvellous Candle Studio.
Oh, there are rival F1 candle brands.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing?
Confused.
We've got spiced orange
Spiced orange.
scented soy candle. Batch. Oh, batch. Oh, it doesn't look like a number as much as something we're discussing in the patron. Specific symbol. No, it does smell. When Jane opened it on Sunday, she said, and she's right, it does smell like Christmas. The sort of frosted orange vanilla sort of smell.
Lando smells like Christmas.
No, Carlos,
this is
Carlos
Carlos.
smells like Christmas. Lando smells like desperate teenager.
A pretty accurate description, I guess.
Going back to actual Formula One rather than ancillary products.
To be clear, we are not endorsing the candles. We don't get any
There's no-
affiliate deal.
There's no kickback.
No.
Or wick back.
Oh,
I
Superb.
never thought I'd get this many candle puns into one show.
Whilst I was away, were you waxing lyrical?
I was about to do that one.
Formula One.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
Williams caused untold damage to both their cars.
Yeah.
And any hope they had of getting anything out of that race. I'm still waiting to find out what they know about next year's car from both of them to sign an extension.
Well, and also, I mean, was this... Did this news come out post-pod? Or was it Max post-pod?
It was Max
I think it
post-pod.
was Max.
Max was Thursday.
Okay, so we
news.
knew this last week.
Yeah.
Okay, so 30 million euros per year is what's been...
Yeah, it's
about
a
Carlos.
healthy contract.
I wouldn't go there to be the 9th, 10th quickest team. Yeah. I mean, that is across the 3 years. It's 90 million euros, which is... What's that? 75, 80 million pounds, probably $90 million. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, so they must be on the verge
I
of
would
coming out with something absolutely amazing next year, or they've got extra backers. I think they have just parted with a small percentage of the team to another venture capital company.
but
yes.
where would either of them gone? Where would either of them move to if not Williams?
Carlos Sainz apparently could have gone to Alpine.
Is that a trade up?
Possibly not. But he doesn't believe in the Williams project anymore unless he does because of money.
I think that
I've just found 30 million reasons a year to say why I believe in this project.
I could see Flavio saying you get 60 grand and you'll be happy with it. So at that point, I might take 30 million to occasionally make Q2 as opposed to regularly make Q2.
I control you every millimeter. Okay, all right, Flavio, if you insist.
I don't think it's a great deal if this is what the Williams is going to be like for the next 3 years. They stopped development very early last year, and it's got them this far. I don't think they could know enough about the 2027 car to know that it's going to be a marked improvement on this year if they haven't seen the other 10 teams. So I think this is guesswork and a healthy contract. And why on earth, with the best will in the world to Williams, Carlos is one of the best drivers on the grid. I am very surprised they're throwing 30 million euros a year to keep him there when the car is poor enough that someone like a Liam Lawson or a Yuki Tsunoda could probably put in a similar performance right now.
Oh, I mean, Yuki did put in a damn good performance. We'll get to that in a bit. Right, we've got Cadillac up next, and the good news is Checo managed to do an entire race on the same set of brake discs he started with.
Hey!
It must be that new team manager.
Yeah, do we know why Bottas retired? Because all we got was box and retire the car, and he boxed and retired the car.
Lack of vim. General conceding of the weekend.
It wasn't a great loss to the race, was it? I mean, I don't think he'd been sort of doing a great deal up until then.
I mean, I would say Cadillac are the new Sauber, aren't they? They're completely anonymous on TV coverage, unless they're being lapped.
Or on fire and using walls to stop themselves.
Bottas had a hydraulic issue that was affecting the rear wing.
Oh,
right, okay, so his active aero stopped working.
Sounds like it, yes.
It made the slowest car on the grid even slower. What is that cat doing?
has it got a hydraulic issue?
We could only see her rear wing. The front end was in a mystery location there. Willow.
It's one of those podcat poses, isn't it? Mm-hmm. No, I am not.
No, we're fine.
Right. So, I've got a theory. Graham Loudon got dumped for putting incendiary devices into the brake ducts.
White phosphorus, you mean?
Yeah.
You mean brakes out of white phosphorus?
Yeah, because as soon as he leaves, their brakes don't go on fire.
New manager bounce. I'm not having it.
But also, Bottas does say that the issue he had, Perez had earlier in the weekend. So they still have universal issue, just new issue.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So one bit of the car started working, but another one doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd said to me at the start of the season, who's going to finish 23rd in a 22 driver championship, I would have put my entire living on Sergio Perez.
Would you not have gone for
here we
Bottas?
are.
Because did we not have this a couple of years ago with Bottas, where he was last when there'd been a few people passing through?
Yeah, he was 24th in a 22 car or something like that, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
would this have been 2024?
I think the general sort of, Curb Your Enthusiasm theme lifestyle around Sergio Perez's recent racing career tells me that I would go for him over Bottas.
Oh, excuse me, Bottas was 22nd in a 20-driver championship in 2024.
Of course.
Jack Doohan was actually 24th that year, but he did only do one race.
How did we get 24 in a
24
driver championship?
Yeah, we got some Colapinto. We didn't get an entire Sargent. We got some Lawson instead of Ricardo.
Oh, we got a Behrman, didn't we?
Behrman, you've got to look quite high up the chart for Behrman to say that he only did 3 races.
And scored points in his first.
Yeah. And his second, I will say.
First and second, and then...
He subbed in Azerbaijan, I will say.
Yes. And then again not in Mexico, in Brazil, when I think, did Magnussen have the shits?
Something like that, but it didn't go well, did it?
Yeah.
Whatever. Behrman in Brazil was a let's pretend we didn't see this one and concentrate on the other races.
That was the wet one, though, wasn't it?
It was the wet one. He was 12th, apparently.
That was the one where they brought most of the cars home in a bucket.
Colapinto, I think, had the big one, didn't he, at that one?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
they did.
Yes,
Yeah.
where they emptied the skip with what was left of his car. Where do Cadillac go next year? They've not made any driver announcements. Do you reckon they'll keep the same 2 because Herta's not happening?
No.
Yeah, I think they do. I think the only alternative is if Ferrari pay them some money to put Rafa Kamara in there if they can't put Rafa Kamara in the Haas.
Which I think is being mooted, isn't it? Kamara has been sort of talked about for Cadillac.
I think he said last week he was in the Haas audition.
Mm-hmm.
He is, yeah. He's one of the 3 in the auditions this weekend, or today rather, with Fornaroli and a third one. Can't remember who.
And Doohan's in a separate one, isn't he? He's got his own thing.
Yeah, Doohan's off to Jerez tomorrow. He's got a TPC.
Yeah, they're keeping him away from everybody else because we know he doesn't play well with others. I mean, we knew this was going to be a difficult season for Cadillac, and they admitted it as much themselves. And good luck to them building next year's car. They've got a lot to learn. Brakes and fire suppression, mainly.
They've done a good job when you consider. Okay, they're not like Haas 10 years ago where they came in and Haas were immediately scoring points. But
but Haas were buying everything they could from Ferrari. Cadillac are trying to make some of the parts of the car themselves.
Yeah, and it's not going to be a sharp incline. This is going to be closer to your 2010 teams than your 2016 Haas. I reckon that they're on they're doing okay. They've made an improvement since Melbourne when they were a whole lap or two behind the next slowest car, which was probably a Williams. Yeah, they're doing okay. It's just going to be slow.
Yeah,
it's going to be the same.
They said it was going to be difficult until they'd finished building the engine.
Lewis at Ferrari, where they said, "Don't look at us in year 1, look for us in year 2." Oh, sorry, I think my internet died there.
Yeah, you cut out for a bit, but we filled.
Yeah, cool.
Gave me time to work out what the hell we're doing with the next team. I think it's possibly. I think it's going to be Racing Bulls, actually.
No points this weekend.
No points. Bloody close.
Yeah,
Yuki has proved he can still get a car into 11th place.
I tell you what, he did what I would say is probably the passing move of the race.
Oh, on Gasly.
Yeah.
Oh God,
wheel to wheel for 4 corners.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that was the one that sort of sent Gasly backwards quite a bit because he ended up losing 3 places over the course of a lap because was it Hulk that was with him? I was like, oh, right, if Yuki can get past him like that, I bloody can as well. Vum. But yeah, I mean, it was his first time driving the 26 spec cars, and he didn't actually put up a bad performance.
I thought he was wonderful.
Was he
lucky to get out Q1.
I said he'd be maybe ahead of Lawson, but behind the other 2 Red Bull drivers, given that there are 4. I was wrong.
Yeah, where was he relative to Lindblad?
He finished
One position ahead.
One
position ahead. Lindblad was 12th.
Lindblad had a bit of a mare though, didn't he? The overtake under the yellow flag when Max crashed meant that he got sent to the back of the field before the field had really spaced out.
Had the yellows come out when he was actually making that pass? Because I saw the replay of it and I was like, okay, so the accident has happened, but I don't see any yellow flags yet.
I've not seen Lindblad's. I've seen the onboard of Colapinto, and quite frankly, Colapinto's been robbed because if he doesn't overtake and he slows down, it's going to be more of an issue. He's alongside...
There are other cars behind him as well, so he has to keep going at the speed he's comfortable doing.
Yeah, I think sometimes the stewards do take the rules a little bit too literally and don't allow for things like people not wanting to die. Too harsh?
I think that they stick by the letter of the law so much that sometimes it can look a little bit stiff when it comes to something which is a bit marginal. There's no grey areas.
That's a more diplomatic way of putting it, yes. But it would be good to see Yuki in a regular seat in a single-seater series next year.
Yeah, he's not going to...
One.
Well, either F1 or IndyCar. Because, I mean, you know, there is talk of him going to Meyershank.
Sorry, Kieran, did I talk over you there? I didn't mean to.
No, it's all right. All I was going to say is he's. I don't think we're going to see a world champion Yuki Tsunoda now, which I might have been a bit more convinced about 4 or 5 years ago. But we are seeing a talent which is stronger than 6 or 7 drivers on the grid right now being wasted. It's not like Ocon back in 2020 where you ummed and ahed over maybe, is he good enough? Is he not? Maybe we haven't lost a huge amount if we lose Ocon. I think we said last week that we probably leant towards he deserves a place on the grid. That's how I feel about Tsunoda. I think he deserves a place.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. But if not, give him a competitive IndyCar seat and see what he can do with that.
I think he is doing nothing this year, is he, other than the test role?
Yeah, he's just sat in the garage with a clipboard. Yeah, apart from Lindblad getting probably a harsh penalty. Again, he did all right. He's doing okay.
I think he's doing perfectly fine. He's doing what he should be doing. I've just realised my chair has gone down.
Oh,
I just looked up at the mic and it's at eye level. What's going on there?
Feeling, Kieran.
I was wondering why we could hear you blink.
What's up with my...
is the gas
This
from
is a new
your
chair.
chair on the way out?
Oh, that's not good because I've only got this about 3 weeks ago. God. Right, let's see if I stay here now. Sorry. Yeah, Lindblad's doing all right.
Yeah.
He's had some spectacular races, hasn't he? Where he's been like, wow, this rookie's really got it. But then he's had some races where it's just like, that's allowed because it's his first season in Formula One. You know, if this was like his third or fourth season in Formula One, you might be going, it's a bit inconsistent. But it's his first season in Formula One. Let's not be too harsh on him.
Yeah.
He's doing.
I
think he's done really, really well.
He's not been consistent, but I don't think he's had any absolute
Yeah.
shockers. Like, I don't think he's trashed the car at any point.
Not consistently Colapinto style towards the end of his first rookie season.
First rookie season or second rookie season?
First rookie season.
I mean, you've got to wonder. Lawson had 3, so...
Well, this is technically Colapinto's third, isn't it? It's the first full one.
I think this is the first season he's started, isn't it? So
Yeah, because he subbed for
Doohan
Doohan last year.
Does that make him a rookie?
if we're applying the Lawson rule,
Yeah.
then yes, this is
Yeah.
his rookie season.
Yeah, because Lawson's rookie season started with his 9th race or something. Right, where next? Alpine. The aforementioned Colapinto in 14th and Gasly in 10th. Colapinto was a little bit on the anonymous side.
Did he get a penalty?
I think just about
everyone got a penalty,
everybody
but
from
yeah.
5th down was got a
But
penalty.
I think he was kind of level with Gasly until the penalty.
And of course, Gasly could have finished higher up, but he just had that nightmare couple of laps where he lost 3 places, and it took him a while to recover from that. Because I think he was just being a sitting duck for some of it. I don't know.
It makes it impressive that he got back up to where he did, because that Tsunoda overtake and then getting stuck behind Lindblad didn't do him any good. I was surprised he made that time back up.
Yeah, I think Alpine actually got the spreadsheet out, my heroes, and worked out a strategy to get him back there, because he did. He ended up with a couple more stops, didn't he? After he got multi-passed.
Yeah.
And yeah, that seems to have worked for him. But yeah, Alpine, yes, they're middling this season, but they should have been slightly higher middling. You know, they're not one of the top 4 teams, but they're having to fight to be the 5th best with the Racing Bulls.
Yeah.
For the most part. And Audi being the big surprise as well, who I think have got the same amount of pace as Alpine have.
They don't they? Go up and down to the Audis, but they are seemingly a bit on the upswing now. 2 point scoring finishes in a row for Hulkenberg anyway.
Yeah.
Which Alpine and
Racing
not
Bulls.
all the drivers. Yeah, not all the drivers from Alpine and Racing Bulls have managed to do that across the season.
Yeah. I suppose it shows how tight it is. And it's not a lack of consistency. It's just who's better this week. And you can be consistently quick and just not get a good run. But talking of good runs, Fernando points. Multiple, double. He's tripled the team's points in one race.
That's very exciting.
9th place. Adrian Newey put it down to tyre strategy. And Fernando was the only driver to survive the second restart to do a two-stopper. Everybody else did 3 or 4.
Did he do sort of 42, 43 laps on hards at the end?
Take note, Oscar Piastri and McLaren.
Who did many stops.
Yeah. Well, we'll come to Piastri.
We will.
Fuck me.
Yeah, let me just find the Adrian Newey quote. After the red flag, we fitted Fernando with a fresh set of softs, and with good management, he was able to run almost half the race on those tyres. That set up an effective one-stop race, which we felt was our best chance of finishing in the points. Yeah. It was only in the final few laps Fernando came under pressure from Gasly, but we had the pace to hold on for P9 and 2 important points.
Yeah.
Lance
Was also there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lance Stroll also present at the Dutch Grand Prix this weekend.
Did anyone spot in the post-race interviews Fernando Alonso also being the only driver to dress like it was winter? Did anyone?
No.
I did not.
Fernando Alonso put on his Aston Martin winter coat, which he had the collar turned up on around his ears. He put his baseball cap on and pulled it down low, and then put the biggest pair of sunglasses you've ever seen in your life. Perhaps that's a slight exaggeration. They're not quite Deirdre Barlow's, but, you know, I'm going to try and find a picture and send it through.
Yeah.
What was
absolutely.
he planning on going skiing or
Say,
something?
this does sound like skiing attire.
But it was summer in Holland.
Famously flat country.
Cross-country skiing.
Maybe.
But yeah, the Astons obviously were racing this week with the upgraded Honda engine after the practically fully upgraded car that they had in Hungary before the summer break, and there are more upgrades to come. So, could we, in cricket parlance, see Fernando troubling the scorers a little bit more this year?
Potentially, but I think it's going to be these sorts of races where, okay, credit to Fernando, qualified, what, 18th, was he? I think 18th.
It was something fairly low.
I think he missed out on Q2, didn't he? I don't think he got to Q2.
So he qualified 18th and he's finished 9th. And in amongst all of that, what's happened to the other drivers in that race? Well, obviously, Max has ended up in the wall. He's finished behind Gasly, but Gasly is quite a safe best of the rest option. Lawson was in Hadjar's seat anyway. Hulkenberg hasn't been brilliant this season. He's been sort of a bit here and there, but he got points as well. So he's finished above and has overtaken at least one of the Williams, one of the Haas, both Racing Bulls, Colapinto as well. That is a very good result given that there hasn't been a tranche of retirements in front of him.
Yeah, that is a very good point. Yeah, he's not benefited from a crazy race or anything. He's just had a sensible strategy and benefited from it.
So I'm just looking at this Alonso.
It's the best picture I can find. I don't know why.
But everyone else in this video is in like the fireproofs or street clothes, like t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah.
He's trussed up like he's going for après ski.
He's either going skiing or he's going to see Oasis.
Big puffy winter coat, yeah. Baseball cap pulled down, giant sunglasses. Okay, Fernando, you do you, mate. But
he's mad for it.
He's mad for something.
Right, what we got next? I would. Oh yeah, Lance Stroll. Colton Herta participation.
Anyway,
yeah.
Is there any viable alternative to Lance Stroll next season?
Yuki.
Correct. Right.
Yes, is the answer.
I think whoever doesn't get the Haas seat with the auditions.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd replace him with a Fornaroli.
Or a Hirakawa.
Hirakawa, that's the third one. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, but I mean, Hirakawa's Haas through and through, isn't he? He's constant. I don't think he's even been backed by Ferrari. I think he's been fully backed by Haas.
Unless Alpine need him for a FP1 or McLaren need him for an FP1.
Paul Aaron.
Oh, that's someone I've forgotten about entirely.
Good God, is he
He's
still a
down
thing?
at Alpine, isn't he?
He's an Alpine Audi crossover swaps. Does some FP1s for both teams at the moment.
I don't think he'll go to Aston.
That's a career that went nowhere, so he might be nailed on for an Aston seat.
They have to replace Stroll. Given the amount of people they've passed over to prioritise Lance, if he does get replaced, they have to replace him with a name sizable enough to get the results that he isn't getting, and that is already proven. Now, that's either this year's F2 champion, whomever it will be. If it's Solov, then it's obviously not going to be Solov. Or it's going to have to be someone like George, for example. And we know that's not happening. Or Piastri, maybe, if Max walked into one of those teams. So I think if it's not Tsunoda, we're probably going to see another year of Stroll.
Oh, joy.
And I think that we're going to be saying that for a few more years yet, I fear. Until he really is fucked off enough with this and goes, sod this, I quite like tennis.
I mean, it could be a long time before he quits F1 for tennis. I mean, you look at you look at both the Williams sisters who have made their Grand Slam tennis comebacks both in the 40s.
Yeah.
So we could yet see Stroll at Wimbledon in 15 years' time.
Yeah. We'll have to start the tennis podcast.
Nah.
3 legs, 4 court.
Oh, nice. I was going to say 3 legs, forehand, but I mean, that's
it. That's better. 3 legs, forehand. That's better.
Can we do Audi next?
Yeah, it's a good job we're not doing a golf podcast.
3 legs, 4.
Sorry, Audi.
Golf podcast would be terrible, by the way. It'd be like they hit the ball and then they walked a long way.
One of them crashed into a fire hydrant. God.
So, Audi. Yeah, another points finish for Hulk. Save of the season. I think Bortoletto was a little bit unnerved by his spin.
Can I just very quickly come back to something on Aston Martin?
Typical Aston Martin. We move on to something else, and then you do Aston Martin 10 minutes after everybody else has finished.
The thing I was trying to look up took me longer than I thought it was going to take me to look up. Who do you think manages Nikola Solov?
Fernando Alonso.
It is Fernando Alonso, yes.
Oh, okay.
Right, did not know that.
I had a feeling and I couldn't remember. It took me a long time to look it up, so I'm very sorry. But yes, he is. If they wanted to get him out of Red Bull to go to Aston Martin, they could probably get him out of Red Bull.
I mean, to be honest, he's been at Red Bull more than 30 minutes, so he could be up for the sack anyway.
But even if he stays at Red Bull, that's one thing we haven't considered. Bortoletto's on a 1-year rolling contract at the moment. He's not confirmed for Audi for next year. Mm-hmm. So...
And he's also managed by Alonso.
So could Fernando talk this is a good Gabriel Bortoletto, sorry, mixed up with Mini. This is a good Bortoletto this year. Could he talk him into the seat?
And then we see Sullivan and Audi.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, we
I think we're all forgetting that someone at Red Bull Racing Bulls is getting sacked.
And it sadly probably is Lawson, which is madness.
I mean, it's taken Lawson a while to find his feet.
Mm.
You know, he didn't do it in his rookie season. He then didn't do it in his rookie season. Then he struggled in his rookie season.
There's only 3 races this year where Lawson hasn't scored points, including the sprint races.
He's been pretty good this year, hasn't he?
Consistent.
But anonymously good.
Oh, sprint races. Yeah, shit. We didn't actually mention the sprint at all. Yeah, it happened. It was a parade. Right, we're done.
Yeah, that's it. Right, moving on.
Leclerc did a pass. Next.
Did he?
Yeah, Leclerc was the only overtake in the top 10.
I zoned out, I think, for that bit.
I want 31 and a half minutes of my Saturday back.
We didn't even
And
watch
that's
it.
including the pre-race.
We didn't even watch it when it was on.
No, we watched it on a delay.
So anyway, Audi.
Yes.
Yeah, Hulk is starting to get something out of the car. Bortoletto, I still see a hell of a lot of potential there.
Yes.
Yeah. To quote you, Flood, it's either Borto let's go or Borto let down. And it needs to be more. It needs to be more let's go than let down.
Yeah, he had a perfectly acceptable first season in Formula One, and he's had an all right second season. He's not set the world on fire so far. He's doing okay. He's doing, I think, pretty much what everyone expects him to do. The potential is there, and he still has time to unlock it. Just really hope he's not one of these drivers like Stoffel where it just goes to waste.
The Audi wasn't all there for the first sort of 2/3 of the season, was it? I think that plays into Bortoletto's hand a little bit. This weekend, nothing that I can recall of him in the sprint, and he spun obviously in the whole Max thing. Well, I mean, it was a completely independent spin, wasn't it? And that sort of ruined his weekend because at the restart they put him at the back, and then he jumped the red light. So yeah, I don't know. Oh no, he didn't jump the red light. What am I saying? No, Behrman and Colapinto jumped the red light, didn't they? He didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a poor weekend, but there's enough in Bortoletto to see that he won't be out on his arse anytime soon. Again, he's one of these F3, F2 champions. They're quite rare.
Yeah, I think he'll be on the grid next season. I'm just not entirely sure where.
Yeah.
I still think he'll be at Audi.
Do we know if Hulk's got another year or not?
I think he has. Or has he not? Oh, I thought he had.
It was originally reported. I had to look this up over the weekend when they were talking about him being given the heave ho to bring Kamara in there, and I thought he was on a flat 3-year contract, but apparently he's on a 2+1, and they don't know the conditions of the +1.
I think if you're
So it's not a
bringing
guarantee.
in a rookie, you would think you would keep your more experienced when Bortoletto hasn't sort of fully delivered yet.
Yeah, could you see Bortoletto as the team leader that they're pinning the hopes on?
Not yet.
No.
Hulkenberg's got buckets of experience, and when he applies himself to it, he's brilliant. And he's had a lot of bad luck at the start of the year. He didn't start the first race. I want to say that he conked out on the way to the grid at, was it Miami he conked out? Can't remember. Maybe it was Barcelona.
There was all the Hulkenbroken memes, wasn't there?
Yeah. So he's had bad luck this year, and now that he's getting a bit of good luck, a bit of reliability, it's coming back to him a bit. Turned 39 this week.
But as we know, F1 isn't for the kids anymore, is it? With the
No.
The average.
Fernando Alonso score points. 45 years old.
Yeah.
The average age of the grid is creeping up. Makes us old guys very happy.
I like Alonso because I'm still not older than the entire F1 field.
That's me with Jordan Henderson in the England squad. They're the canary down the mine for us, those people.
This is why I was a fan of Michael Schumacher when he made his comeback, because I wasn't older than the entire grid again. Right, where are we next? Oh, it would appear that it is Red Bull.
Yeah.
So Max.
Yeah. I think the way that Harry Benjamin put it on Sky was he got greedy on the inside. No, He drove on wet grass. Logan Sargent. Logan Sargent.
No.
Sargent is that's it exactly, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. I don't think he touched the grass. What I think happened was I think he put a wheel on the white paint, which is wet. I don't think he actually touched the grass. I think he did. He did though touch the paint and was a lot tighter to the inside than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody saw the Sky thing with Nico Rosberg pointing out that the dry line was actually nowhere near the inside of the corner when it would be normally.
You mean the banked corner where all the water flows down, so the water kind of collects right at the bottom?
Yes.
Yeah, but the actual dry line wasn't at the top, it wasn't at the bottom, it was about 50 centimetres out from the curb. And Max was just, 50 centimetres too far to the right. And he had a wheel. So I saw some people saying, I think he touched the grass. I don't think he did. I think he touched the white paint. I think it was the white paint that spat him off, not the actual, not the grass. Because having ridden motorcycles in the past, when it's wet, you don't fucking touch the paint. You don't touch tram rails either if you can avoid it. These are things that will have you on your ass very quickly. Imagine it's pretty much the same in Formula One cars. Stay off the white paint when it's wet. Or do like Petrov did to test the curbs in the wet.
Maybe that's what Verstappen was doing. He was testing it so that everyone else would know.
You should have done that on the formation lap.
Because that went really well for Petrov.
He did come back without a wing.
I think he came back without 2 wings. I think he managed to take both of them off when he did that, didn't he?
I've no idea. I can't remember. Do you remember the car bouncing horrifically? I'm like, what is this guy doing? Where are you going?
So, yeah, what was it? Max's first self-imposed DNF in years.
Yeah,
about a decade.
I was trying to work out if it was 10 or 11 since he stuffed it into the wall at Zandvoort.
Just over 10 years since he made his last unforced error retirement.
Mm.
I mean, we all know he's a machine, and machines do sometimes break down.
He's had accidents, hasn't he? But it's not been him by himself doing a bit of a whoopsie daisy.
Yeah,
He's involved in. When we went back to Mugello, he was involved in a bit of a to-do where a few people went off, I want to say.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Grosjean was involved in that, I think.
What was the one he had at Silverstone this year?
That was the car error, wasn't
that was
it?
the rear,
Yes,
that was the rear wing not
was it.
closing.
Yes.
And, yeah, he
That
was
spat him off.
trying to brake while he was doing about 50 miles an hour too much because
Yes.
the rear wing was still open, and all of a sudden it's like, no back end, no back end, no back end. Oh shit, all the back end. Fuck, there's a wall.
In 2021, he had 2 big ones with Lewis, didn't he? The old in the wall at Silverstone.
Monza, yeah.
Yeah, on the top of the car.
Oh yeah, where they're parked on top of each other.
And Lewis was still trying to reverse out.
Yeah.
Still remember my face during that. I stood up, had my arms in the air, and then stayed frozen for such a long time that I could feel the blood leaving my arms, and I had to put them down to get the blood back. Just frozen for 2 minutes, like, ah! Ow, 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 pins and needles, ow, 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 ow.
Then we get Lawson in 7th, obviously replacing the injured Isaac Hadjar. Now there were rumours of the replacement on Wednesday when we recorded last week, and of course the news broke on Thursday, just like Max's new contract. So it doesn't matter what night we record on. We've come back, and
I thought we talked about this last week.
Yeah,
I
we knew about it.
Yeah.
we knew that it was probably going to happen.
I
think,
thought we
wasn't
knew.
it?
I
Or
thought we
did
knew.
that? We didn't know about Max's contract though.
We didn't know about
No,
the contract.
Max's contract we didn't know about.
And the rumour is it makes Carlos's contract look like what you'd find down the back of the sofa.
20p.
90 million a year.
Is it that much? I thought it was 70.
No, 90.
I heard 80.
90 guaranteed. With
Any advance on those?
95,
It says here
Anyone? John?
I hadn't heard a number.
yeah, but with an extra 23 million in incentives.
Incentives? Drive a Formula One car, you fucking clown. What more incentive do you need?
Drive a Formula One car and win things.
Like, but bonuses, fair enough. You won a world championship in an absolute dog shit car. Here's an extra load of money. Well done. But like incentives, so like, please don't quit. Like,
That's the Lance Stroll effect, isn't it? The incentive.
bonuses, fair enough. But incentives sound like the opposite to bonuses.
All this has come from somewhere in the US, and it's what all US sports contracts are. You see, the NFL contracts. He's on 75 million a year with 50 million guaranteed and 25 million incentives for passing,
scoring 5 touchdowns,
passing
or some
yards,
shit. Yeah.
and winning the Super Bowl and shit like that. So
Was it when Leicester won the Premier League? Had they'd put a ridiculous like Premier League winning incentive in Claudio Ranieri's contract, and then had to pay it?
It was something like 12.5 million that said they'd pay him if you won the league, and then did.
That is the GDP of Leicester.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah.
So going on to the lot more than that. Going on to the Red Bull that actually finished the first lap. God, he does say that often. I think Lawson did an absolute bang-up job in a car that he'd not driven before.
Same. I'll put my hands up and say I thought he was going to finish behind everybody else. He didn't. He did a great job.
Yeah, don't forget to take your hands down before you get pins and needles.
Yeah, he proved me very much wrong. Blood is leaving my digits. He very much proved me wrong, and I'm no problem with being proved wrong when somebody does it in such style like Liam Lawson did. He wasn't. I feel like the top 6 were way further down the road from him, but to be in that 7th place and to keep that all the way through the race pretty much and finish there, that's pretty much what Red Bull could have asked of him, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? He was having a lonely race. I think at one point he had about a 25-second gap either side.
I think was about 40 at one point.
It ended up as 47, but there was he did a late pit stop,
and he got the 10-second penalty as well.
Yeah.
Which, as Harry Benjamin said, won't quite drop him out of the points.
Seeing as it was 45 seconds ahead at the time.
Yeah. I'll come to Harry Benjamin in the rock stars and wankers section, because I thought he was an absolute rock star this weekend. I thought he was very good. But I'll come back to that later.
I have opinions.
In case you're listening, Hazza.
But no, I think Benji. But I think Lawson's one of my rock star candidates just for getting that far in the car.
Hard to argue otherwise.
Yeah,
totally. Behind maybe Fernando and Lando, probably the finest driver of the weekend.
Yeah, I noticed that he wasn't mentioned in the driver of the day vote, and I thought that was a little bit harsh.
Yeah, I agree.
But
my driver of the day, I think, was Fernando Alonso.
I think it would be a toss-up between Alonso and Lawson for me. Just because of the pressure that both of them were under.
I think, without sounding like a Lando fan, I would have to chuck Lando in there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because of the pace he had on that hard tyre.
Yeah, he's got to be in the conversation.
I think he wasn't he? He was the one on the day.
He was the driver of the day, yeah.
Why
do they...
I was going to say, we still have another 3 teams to go through.
That bloody Speedmaster graphic. Top speed of the race. Gasly.
No one cares about the top speed of the race. It is not relevant to anyone.
Williams used to when the car was absolute dog shit, but they got top speed
Which tells us it means nothing.
It means you've got no downforce. That's what it means.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the rear wing? A sheet of A4.
What's the floor? A sheet of A4.
Yeah. Don't brake too hard. You'll end up Fred Flintstoning it.
Yeah.
Right. Infighting time. Ferrari.
Yes. So did they throw away a podium or a double podium by not switching cars around earlier? So Leclerc and Hamilton were on separate strategies, weren't they?
Yeah.
Lewis wanted to get past Charles a lot sooner than he did,
and made that very, very clear on the radio. What is it? Great move, guys. Thanks for wasting all that time.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily. I mean, team orders are a pain in the ass, but I think any racing driver in that position, Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, doesn't matter who it is, Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, George Russell, Kimi Antonelli, in that situation would do exactly the same thing. Look, I'm faster and I'm on a different strategy. Let me pass, guys. What's going on?
Yeah.
Is this Ferrari strikes again?
A little bit.
I don't think it's the worst they've ever done, though. I think this is just...
They would have to do something spectacular to be the worst they've ever done.
They were trying to pull Leclerc into the pits for the obvious reason that Hamilton is coming through. But Leclerc could have done what Lando did. He could have got a massive tyre advantage if he'd stayed out. So at that point, you kind of have to massage Lewis past Leclerc, which they didn't do. And you'd have to say to Leclerc on radio, look, mate, Lewis is behind you. He's going to cream you. Let him get past, and then we'll run our own race. But he didn't, and it affected both of them just a little bit. And that just a little bit was not overtaking Russell in the last couple of laps.
Yeah.
So that is the difference between at least third and fourth.
Yeah, because I mean,
potentially second and third.
The gap at the end was just over 3/4 of a second.
Yeah.
And Leclerc was only half a second behind Lewis, so it could have been.
Well, the Ferraris touched, didn't they, on the final lap? Going through the middle part of the lap, the Ferraris, like Leclerc went for a bit of a lunge, and Hamilton sort of just was like, nah, and they did make contact on the final lap, which slowed Lewis down, which meant there was no way he could get past George in the second part of the final lap, especially coming down towards is it turn where they got the chicane? Is it turn 11? Anyway,
the one with the fake gravel that's actually glued.
Yeah, that killed that for Lewis. So Lewis was fuming. Charles was fuming that Lewis had pulled over and made contact. So from what I've read reported, and I can't remember exactly what source it was, so it could be bullshit. Ferrari had their team radios muted for the rest of that lap, so that nobody could hear what was going on. Not even the team. They were like, "No, just turn them off. Just mute them. They're going to complain about each other." And they weren't best pleased with each other. They were being diplomatic post race interview. I wouldn't say it's a split necessarily, but there's a difference of opinions there, and I would quite like to have been a fly on the wall in that Ferrari debrief.
Yeah.
Well, I think somebody said every team debrief, except for Audi, there's going to be questions asked and there's going to be shouting.
Especially in these top teams, because there's a huge disparity between drivers. It's sort of like there's like this split happening, like I said at the beginning of the podcast. So Ferrari, I think they did throw away a potential double podium. Like Kieran said, then it was probably third and fourth rather than second and third. But the potential was there. Mercedes, if we talk about them very briefly, I have to move on to them. But Russell had to let Antonelli through to protect a double podium. Do we think that's what it was for? Because there's no way Antonelli in 5 laps was going to close 11 seconds on Norris, who was doing, checks notes, at the same pace as Antonelli.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the thing was, Antonelli might as well do Mercedes now because it all kind of ties in very nicely. But, I mean, Antonelli was catching Russell at about 1.5 seconds a lap on fresher tyres.
He was quicker than Russell, but not quicker than Norris.
And Russell did the usual complaining thing when they were telling him that he was going to be third. It's like, well, is he gonna catch Lando? Why should I let him past?
Well, no, the irony about that is that George's team radio a few laps earlier was, well, if Kimmy's out of the fight, let's think about working as a team. It backfired a little bit, that George, didn't it?
Yeah,
because Kimmy wasn't out of the fight at all.
That's the thing. Kimmy wasn't out of the fight. He was 5.5 seconds behind him on the road, and his tyres were 10 laps fresher.
And also soft tyres, I think, when George was on hards.
Yeah. So he was bound to catch him. And, as I put it, he's the bloody championship leader at the moment. He needs all the points that he can get if he's not going to win the race, if he's keeping up this challenge for the title. George, you are not currently in the hunt. If you were winning, then fine.
I think it's a little... it's massively awkward. I understand both sides of the argument. I think that Antonelli should have the opportunity to catch Lando given how much fresher the tyres were. But what we saw from Lando is that even on the old hards, he was steaming off. So in hindsight, probably wasn't going to work. And was he really fine for the win? Maybe if it was 10 laps earlier, maybe, but it's not. From Russell's perspective, I think that you're right. He's not really fine for the championship right now, but he is joint second in the championship. He's only ahead of Lewis on the fact that he's got 2 wins and Lewis has got 1. The momentum is not with George. Can you take momentum into account for that sort of decision? Probably not.
Not if you're Lando, because he doesn't believe in it.
Which is ironic, really, because the momentum is with, drumroll please, Lando. So there's an argument to be had that they should and shouldn't have done it. I personally think that Antonelli had so much pace that he would have got past Russell anyway. I think what Toto and team were probably protecting was both of them go off and it's a Ferrari 2-3.
I mean, I did put at one point, how long before we hear Toto on the radio to George, and I was surprised that we didn't actually get it.
It didn't make the broadcast feed. That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I was surprised that George obeyed. I really thought George would fight that. I was shocked.
Maybe he's got incentives written into his contract for that.
Maybe he's just... I heard it I caught 2 minutes of Radio 5 in the car earlier and I'm talking about it. And Damon Hill was saying, do you think that George is scared of losing his seat at Mercedes? And I don't think he is, because Max has got a seat now for the next few years. I don't think George has any reason to be nervous. So I don't know why he let him through so easily. I thought George would fight that. I'm not saying he should or shouldn't have. I just thought he would.
I was going to say, if there's an argument to be had this season, George will have it.
Yeah, or ever.
Yeah. I mean, his complaining game it's at Grosjean levels this season.
He's at. He's always been one to sort of, write that down in your copybooks sort of person. I don't know. That's from Look Around You, isn't it?
I was going to say, yeah, it is. He was a 1970s science presenter.
Yeah.
Write that down now. Look around.
There was a point in the weekend where I think Harry Benjamin said, "Thanks, Ant," and I turned to Jane and went, "Thanks."
Brilliant. It's one of the best TV series of all time.
Oh my god!
Oh, Americans! If you are American listeners to this podcast, try and track down BBC's Look Around You. They're only 10-minute episodes.
They're all on YouTube. The 10-minute ones.
Yes.
I don't know about the 30-minute ones, but the 10-minute ones are all on YouTube.
Is the second season on YouTube? Because when they decided to ape Tomorrow's World instead of school television programs, that I enjoyed the second season as well. That was very good.
The might be. I've not found one because I've got the DVD. So, but the first season is all on YouTube. Do watch them. Cool. They are incredible.
So yeah, George likes to write things down. He takes notes. He takes notes, doesn't he, of things? But I think this year he has been quite vocal. Maybe because we're just seeing more of George. Maybe we just haven't heard it so much in previous years where he's not right at the front.
He'll come out with.
I mean, he's not right at the front at the moment. So
he'll come out with a PowerPoint at the end of the season just to show the examples of why he was right.
He was right at the front in the sprint.
Yeah, the thing is,
that's
yeah.
the entire weekend leading up to the race on Sunday was all about Russell's reset and the summer break. And this is George's chance to come back, and the race just proved otherwise. And I don't know if it was driver or if it was strategy or what it was, but Lando completely disappeared and left George like in his dust. He was gone, completely gone. 11 seconds down the road when he let Antonelli pass. That's why I said, the only reason Antonelli's gone past here is to keep a Mercedes 2-3. Not to let Kimi go after Lando, because he's not going to do 11 seconds in 5 laps. That's just not happening. Yeah, it was bizarre, and I can understand why George was a little bit mad about it, because Kimi has pulled away a further 3 points in the championship over George. So I mean, and we are starting to get to this, not the squeaky bum time quite yet, but we are starting to get to the point of the season where it's just like, well, if you're going to mount a challenge, you really need to start mounting that challenge.
If George doesn't win in Monza or Madrid, regardless of where he finishes and regardless of where Kimi finishes, it's championship over. He needs 2 of the next 3 or 3 of the next 4 to really mount a challenge. But the momentum isn't with George. It's with Lando. It's with Leclerc in a sense as well. It's not with George.
When Ferrari don't shoot themselves in the foot.
Well, Ferrari's engine, is it Madrid next?
No, it's
Monza next.
Monza. So Ferrari's engine upgrade comes to Monza, and it's supposed to put their engine on parity with Mercedes in terms of power, because they're only about 20 horsepower down.
Antonelli is meant to be taking a grid penalty, isn't he? They reckon he's going to take a new.
So.
He's going to take a
engine.
I think it's the entire
new
powertrain.
everything.
Yeah,
Fair dues.
They're not expecting Monza to be very good for the Mercs. They think this is Ferrari country once more, which it is when you think about it.
I suppose technically, yes. That, and while we're talking on bad decisions, right, McLaren, what the hell were you doing with Piastri? What was that about?
All the pit stops. All of them.
How many pits did he do?
He did at one point, what was it, like 10 laps on hards? And it was like, why are you here again?
14 laps on hard at the start.
That's not
and
enough.
Then they swapped him onto a new set of hards, and they're saying, could he go to the end?
No.
Well, yeah, he could. If he had done more laps on the first set of hards, maybe.
And this is what I was saying earlier. Like, when you look at Alonso's strategy, he just ran his own race. He was just like, I don't care what's happening around me. I've got these tyres. I want them to last until that point when I'm going to stop and put another set on.
Yeah.
If Piastri had done that, if Piastri was just like, I'm on hards, and like pit to cover off George, and he was like, no, I'm on hard tyres, mate. I'm going long. If he had Carlos Sainz to the shit out of that and been like, no, I'm my tyres are okay. Leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. Kimi Raikkonen style. Okay, he might drop down the order a little bit, but everybody else like 3 or 4 times. Piastri might have only stopped one more time. He could have been. He could have been on the podium. He could have been second.
That is the oddest McLaren strategy decision I've seen this year.
Imagine coming back into the debrief from McLaren, and then Oscar looks over at Lando and goes, 4 pit stops, eh? And Lando goes, you what, mate?
Yeah, he'll have come into the debrief room, sat down, and we'll made him change seats after about 3 seconds.
Sorry, Oscar, you're wearing the wrong shoes for this debrief. Can you just
nip out and put an identical pair on?
So Oscar pitted on lap 18. He then pitted on lap... Can't find it now.
Did he change tyres under the red flag as well? I assume so.
He did. Yes.
Why wouldn't
Yeah, because
he went on.
He started on what was it? He started on mediums and changed them onto hards after the red.
Yeah, so he did lap 3 onwards on hard. He took those off at lap 18, He then pitted again on lap 44. He then pitted again on lap 55. So he did 11 laps on another set of hards and then went on to the mediums.
Jesus,
my God.
No, sorry, he did 11 laps on mediums, then went back onto hards for the last stint.
That's chaos.
It's ridiculous.
That's Ferrari. And it wasn't as though all the teams weren't having great pit stops as well. There were some incredibly slow ones.
There were some awful pit stops. You can tell they've been off for a few weeks, can't you?
Yeah, Mercedes, McLaren, and Ferrari all did slow pit stops quite close to each other. I don't think Lando had a slow stop, did he? It was fairly. It wasn't like super quick. It was like 3 point something seconds. But like I think the other guys like Leclerc, Russell, Antonelli, they all had like 5.5 seconds or something.
Yeah, I think Lando's was comparatively fine compared to, I think Piastri's was like 5 seconds, his first one.
It's one of those where you look at it, it's like, they bring back refueling for this race and can't tell us.
The quickest stop of the race was Alex Albon. Lando was third. So, yeah, Lando's third and fifth quickest stops of the race out of all the pit stops.
Which there were many.
I was thinking this because the McLaren crew got so much practice in.
There were 57 pit stops.
And some of them were for drivers other than Piastri.
Yeah. You want to see Lando with Dutch TV after the race?
Yes.
Anyway, he said hello to them in Dutch, and they went, "Oh, hello." Then he said, "How are you?" in Dutch. He went, "Oh, wow, you're learning Dutch. Do you know any other Dutch words?" He went, "Yeah, fucking in the kitchen."
Yeah. Nukken in the cooking. Yeah.
I know Guido van der Garde asked him, didn't he? Was it on? It might have been after qualifying when he was doing.
I don't think he could say that. Probably.
When
whole world watching.
When Guido van der Garde turned up to the interviews after qualifying, I was just wondering who was meant to be doing it originally.
Probably Marcus Ericsson.
I do enjoy those sorts of moments where they do whip out people from forgotten years of F1, because I'll sit there and turn to Jane and go, "Oh, it's Guido van der Garde doing the interview," and Jane, who didn't watch any F1 in the 2010s, will go, "Who?" And I'll go, "Oh, he was teammates with Charles Pic." Who?
I just mean terrible mistake.
I mean, you do realise, don't you? What we'll get at Monza.
Just googled Nukken in the cooking.
How did that go?
Well, there are websites for things like that.
Oh, that's it.
Do you now need to put a drill through your hard drive?
No, I'm all right. I'm okay.
That's an awkward browser history conversation with Selena.
My kitchen's really small as well.
Yeah. What's? No, I'm not going to say.
No. I can imagine. No. I haven't got the Jacques button on me tonight. But what I was saying was we're probably going to get Davide Valsecchi at Monza.
Oh yes, world's most excited man.
I kind of hope so. I like him.
But Lando, who we haven't talked about yet,
We talked about his Dutch.
We have talked about his Dutch, and we're moving swiftly on from what he does in the oven. Complaining about his zero pace at one point when he was behind Antonelli. That didn't last.
No, it didn't. Very quickly, I mean, it was a great move when he went round the outside, didn't he, at turn one? And I was like, no, that's not working. And then it did work.
Yeah.
And it was a great pass, really, really good. But for Tsunoda's pass, I think that would be pass of the race. And I don't know how. Like McLaren in the last couple of races has just been like, oh, we're back. Sorry, yeah. We've developed the car. I mean, I know we were like, what was it, 8/10 off the pace at Melbourne, but we're here now, and we've got pace. They always do well in development, but yeah, that's crazy over half a season.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I've lost for some reason. I've lost my championship standings. Do we think there's still a chance of Lando defending his title, or is he too far back?
He's 83 points behind, isn't he? I heard them saying that after the race to Andrea Stella. I mean, Max did it 100 points at the summer break, didn't he? 102 points. But, I mean, they discovered that Red Bull and how to make it work. If McLaren do the same with Lando, it's not impossible. I just think there are too many variables. Whereas, like, was it last season?
Oh, you appear to have disappeared.
Oh no.
Oh, have we lost him?
Oh.
We have lost Chris mid-word.
Oh heck! Right. Well,
Oh.
does he know? Is he still talking to himself somewhere?
He's not even in the waiting room or the green room or the off-stage bit or whatever this particular software calls it. But yeah, picking up on Chris's train of thought. I mean, last season it was just consistency all the way through. And this year, McLaren appear to be, yes, developing the car, but it's come a little bit too late because they had nothing close to being what could have even been the finished product at the start of the season. It would be interesting if it happened, and he's got the momentum, which he personally doesn't believe in.
How long do you keep that momentum, though? If you've got Ferrari coming with an engine upgrade, obviously Mercedes taking engine penalty, which presumably means they're going to be strong after that. How long would momentum last?
Let's look on the there's no such thing as momentum side of things. Lando's driven better this year than when he's been able to, when McLaren hasn't broken down like in Canada and where it didn't start in China. He's driven better this year than he did the first half of last year. And he got stronger as the year went on last year. So I think if you don't look at it as momentum, then Lando has found a supreme amount of confidence and talent within himself to execute the results that he has this year. But yeah, it's not a guarantee for the rest of the season. I'm pretty certain Antonelli will be world champion. I'm now thinking Lando will be second in the title.
And George will be even more fuming.
I'm wondering if George even makes it to the FIA gala. I'm wondering if Lewis gets third or something.
And we have a returning Chris.
Hey.
Hello.
I think that was the page that we used. You remember we were saying last week about it timing out? I was talking away to myself. And then I went back to the page and I was like, why the fuck do I have to log in? What's going on here? I've never had to log in before. This is absolute bollocks. And then I got the message from Sean saying, I think you vanished.
So were you just still making lots of really good points to yourself?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I was just saying that I think it's the too many variables, too many teams can win races. I don't think it's possible for Lando to mount a challenge like Max did last year because it was always going to be Max in the Red Bull or one of the McLarens that won a race. Whereas this year, you've got two Mercedes, two Ferraris, two McLarens, and a Red Bull that could win races in the second half of the season. So there's just too many variables for Lando to launch a serious attack on the championship.
We're probably all going to regret saying this by the end of December.
I was just saying when you went away there, Chris, that I'm pretty sure Antonelli will win the title, but I'm now more sure that Lando will finish second in the title.
Possibly, yeah. It's that gap is something that Lando could conceivably chase down. But yeah, as I say, even when and again, looking back to last year when Verstappen would win, it was like Norris second, so it was like only a 7-point difference or whatever. If Lando wins, Kimi Antonelli could finish 5th or 6th, and that's actually quite a big point swing then, for one round. So if McLaren make that car really as dominant as last year's Red Bull was in the second half of the season, then I think there's a decent chance that Lando could do a third or a second in the championship. But at the moment, it's not impossible, unlikely, I would say.
Right. Rockstars and Wanker nominations.
Oh, I've now got to stay in the studio.
Oh, yes. I missed it. So you need to stay in the studio, Kieran.
Okay, so Wanker, the studio.
Yeah,
I'll go with
definitely. Rockstars.
Rockstars. I said Anthony Benjamin. Anthony Benjamin, that's his bloody name. Harry Benjamin last weekend. I didn't say Harry Benjamin. Very good commentary. I'm not. I know that people have different opinions about Crofty, and I'm not completely against Crofty at all. I quite like Crofty, but I think that Harry Benjamin is a good successor.
Yes, but I would, if Crofty was to leave Sky, I'd like to see them pay all the money in the world just to get Alex Jakes on there, so that
yes.
we can have him back.
I think it's the two Alexes is who I'd put first, and then if it's not the two Alexes, it's Harry and Ant. I'm retiring Martin Brundle there because I think he will go before Crofty.
Conceivably, I mean, he is cutting down the number of races that he does year on year.
Yeah.
But also, while F1 are putting
he
up
denied
the number of
that
races.
actually, because I think there was some. I think someone like the Daily Mail did a thing about how he was doing fewer races this year, and he pointed out that actually he's done the same number of races for quite a while.
It's Formula One that have
but
done
Formula
more
One
races.
have added more, so he's not at fewer. But his contract for the amount that he does has been unchanged.
Yeah, I think he does.
I think it's
he's
like
down for
15 or something like that.
I thought it was 19. I thought Ted's on about 15.
It's something with a teen in it, but it's been he is very insistent it has been the same number.
But I'm going Harry Benjamin for Gene Simmons just because of his maths.
Oh, just for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Not the finest bit of maths.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You lose points.
He did, I think, twice as well say that Kimi Antonelli has a birthday next year when it's next week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's 19. He'll turn 20 next year.
Mm-hmm.
This
No.
year. Next
He'll
week.
turn 20 next week. But good effort.
Also, just to throw another thing in for the computations of the championship, the extra races we don't know about yet. So obviously we know about Sepang, but we don't know about Imola, whether that's going to be confirmed. They have until the middle of September to make the decision, apparently. And given what happened in the United States earlier on this evening, I don't think we're having any races in the Middle East towards the end of the season.
Oh.
No, I think the last two races will get replaced, and I don't think we'll get the season finale in Vegas.
No, I hope we don't. I so hope we don't.
I don't want it in Vegas.
No, I mean we said all this last week. Going back to Rockstars and Wankers though, Hulk, definite Rockstar for that save.
Alonso.
Yep.
I'd definitely go with Alonso.
Including the way he was dressed post race.
Yep.
Yes.
Just jumping on
Rock and roll star, maybe.
Yeah, don't forget you're not allowed to advertise cigarettes and alcohol anymore.
Oh yeah, good point.
Just jumping
Good Lord.
Jumping out of Discord. James Watts, friend of the podcast.
Rockstar or wanker? And the band Blame Molly. That's Blame Molly. I like Blame Molly. Definitely Blame Molly. Wonderful Blame Molly.
He's put in Lando, great drive. Liam and Yuki both did a great job given the circumstances. Hulk. Wanker, Stroll, is that still default?
Fair.
Yeah. Of course, the honorary mention for the TV director is a wanker, just because that happens.
Yeah.
That happens every week.
I want to say something wankerish about the IndyCar, but I don't know where to pick from.
It was a thing that happened, and things happened in it, like a yellow flag. Was it caution on lap 1 for debris because nobody could make it around one of the corners?
I think specifically that nobody was Grosjean.
That would probably explain quite a lot.
We did learn that the president has never waved a flag before.
Yes, that was some clunky waving.
Yeah.
No, sir. That end.
Now, if I was someone who was being filmed waving a flag, I might not have made it a green flag. The number one colour of chroma key being green.
I haven't seen any memes, but I am possible.
I'm waiting for it. I haven't seen it yet, but surely it's coming.
Oh, it's bound to be something that's going to happen. But we don't do politics on this show. So
no. I think the point I'm trying to make is that I felt it was sycophantic and saccharine, and it didn't need to be that, and they chose that path. Otherwise, the race was fine. I quite like Scott McLaughlin's Louis Foster impression. I'm overtaking. I'm doing it. Oh, I'm in the wall.
Oh, I thought you meant it was trying to do the English accent.
Yeah,
I'd pay good money to hear that. Right, I think that wraps everything up, doesn't it? Just to say, I will get the Prediction League results up. Next race is in Monza in 2 weeks' time, but we might well come back to do a preview next week. Now we're into
a rhythm.
Into this doing podcasts regularly.
More candles.
Yeah. Yep. So if you see any F1 candles, well, buy them or not. We don't get a cut. So
I have been occasionally just sort of taking off the lid and taking a hit of it. You know.
You are Christmas
Don't
peaking.
clip that.
You are Christmas peaking a little early.
I don't remember that being in a song by Queens of the Stone Age, Feel Good Hit of the Summer.
Soy candle.
Vicodin, marijuana, ecstasy, and color signs.
Color signs.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's much better.
And on that note, if you want to get in touch with us, 3legs4wheels@gmail.com. I will get the new email server sorted out so we can have the 3legs4wheels.com email address. But in the meantime, use that as the website. We've got links to the Discord on there if you want to join in the chat, and at 3legs4wheels on the socials, and individually we still are
At Sean Cowper.
You're probably better finding me on Instagram at Chris Flood Music.
At Kieran is boring.
and at Pablo100. Right, we will try and get back next week now that we're into some kind of regular momentum, which we now believe in. So we'll see.
Italicize that word.
How do you talk in italics? Right,
Momentum.
yeah, that'll do.
Momentum.
Right, I'm gonna have to go and feed this cat before he probably eats me. Right, all being well, we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.